Greetings, our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters. This is the high priest, L.D. Smith, the watchman on the wall. Family, as always, grab that King James. But first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the whole family. Happy Sabbath, Israel. All family, we doing fine on this end. And family, I hope and I know that you guys are doing fine on your end. If not, you guys know the Most High does all these things. Huh? And sooner or later, family, it's going to work out for the best. All right? Now, that being said, you guys know how we do it here. I ask you guys to read along with me. I ask you guys to think about the reading. Listen to the words that are coming out of your mouth, and I know that the Most High will give you a clear understanding. Now, that being said, we're going to go forward into our teaching now. As you guys know, we're dealing with the 10 Commandments, right? Why? Because he told me over in Ezekiel 33, the words came up on the page, and he told me, he said, I have called you, I've set you as a watchman over the house of Israel. And he said, go unto the house of Israel and warn them of me. Why? Because I'm coming. And I want them to be right. All right? So, we're going to go back to the 10 Commandments, and we're going to start there, and we're going to deal with these, and we're going to get these in. Any of you guys that are just tuning in with me, go back to the beginning, because you got to get your heart cultivated, and you got to get your heart right, so that you'll be able to receive these teachings. So when Elijah shows up, he will have no problem by getting us right. Because we'll know that he is on his way and that he's going to get it right. All right, family? So that being said, now we're going to go here. Now, we already did. We're going to just run back over these real quick, and then we're going to start dealing with verse 4 in chapter 20 of Exodus, okay? We're in Exodus chapter 20, starting with verse 1, and we're going to go down to 4, all right? It says, and God spake all these words. God spake all these words. This is what Moses is telling them. And God spake all these words. See, this is where we need to be. See, because our ancestors was always told what? If you obey the voice of the Lord. See, this where we need to start. This is where the starting line is. This is where the race begins. Right here. Listening to the voice of God. Obeying the voice of God. God spake, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other God before me. All right. Now we dealt with that, but now we're going to bounce back, on this right here, because once we get down to verse 4 and 5, we got to bounce back up to verse 3 to let you see that, look, this is what he wants. This what the problem is. See, we need to get back to verse 3. All down through the pages, over and over and over and over. It always goes back to thou shalt not have no other God before me. All right? Now, that being said, now let us go here and look at verse 4. He said, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. All right? Now, clearly, I want you to use your imagination just a little bit. Think about this. All I want you to think about this, and then it'll start clicking. He says here, any of the likeness of that is in heaven above. Now, you guys know that there's 3 heavens. Go back and read, and you'll find out that there are 3 heavens. He says in heaven, that means the first heaven. When you see an airplane flying up in the air up there, that's the first heaven. All right? So apparently they saw something up there in the heavens flying. And it was a normal thing. It wasn't that, something, no. It's something that they saw on a regular basis. Just like you and I see Eastern or Sprint or whatever those airlines are that are flying. We see a plane in the sky all the time. And that's normal, It ain't. It's nothing to be captivated about when you watch it until it gets out of sight. Yeah, that ain't nothing but an airplane. So you can see here that this was something that was a natural phenomenon. It wasn't anything spectacular about it, special, ooh and about nothing. No, it was a common thing. So then he said, don't make nothing like that now. See what I'm saying? Not of me. Because that ain't me. All that is in the earth beneath. All right. They were walking around down here. Before I left my other platform, I taught you guys that God walked right around here with his children. Right here. He walked around here. Now, he says, all that is in the waters under the earth. So we see that they saw things going in the water and coming out of the water all the time. See, so when you think about a submarine, listen, technology was around many, many thousands and thousands and thousands of years before they made a submarine. Because you can see here in the pages that it was common to see something going down in the water and coming out. But what he's telling him, don't make any of those images just because it defies your five senses and does things that your five senses don't understand. Don't you make anything like that, and then bow down to it and worship it as a god. It ain't nothing but technology. That's all. But that's what verse 5 here talks about. But we can't get to verse 5 until we finish verse 4. See, so here we can see that there are some things that he does not want us to deal with. Why? Because one thing would take you to something else, and then something else would take you to something else, and then something else would take you to something else. And then before you know it, you way out there in the bushes. Yeah. That's why he said, do not give your sons and your daughters to them. The land that you go in, those surrounding, don't give your daughters to them, to the stranger. Why? Because they're going to take them away from me. One thing leads to another. Another thing leads to something else. And then before you know it, you out there where you can't even touch the bottom. Where you was standing up in the water, now you out there so far in the water, you can't even touch the bottom. And you can't swim. So what's going to happen? Either somebody got to save you or you going to drown. But let's go to the word here. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 44. Now watch him. Isaiah chapter 44 now. I think we put that into our introduction as a scripture that we were going to pivot off of. But let us go here anyway, and let's look at Isaiah chapter 44, verses 9 and 10. Now look what he says here. Let's back up. Let's back up because we need all of that. Let's do verses, Isaiah 44, verses 6. He said, thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, I am the first, and I am the last, and besides me, there is no God. Besides me, there is no God. And see, that's what we need to understand. You get your hope in yourself, and then you get hope in somebody else. But you got to have all your hope in God. But God always uses a representative to get his people. That's why I tell you guys all the time, I'm not here like Jesus says he came to save the world. I was sent only to the house of Israel. I can make that claim. I don't care what somebody else said that they would listen. That's their business. That's their business. I ain't got nothing to do with that. My job, my mission is to go to the house of Israel and warn them from me. That's my job. And baby, I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna do my job. But all we got to do is just wait. Why? Because there's so many more of God's family, his children that are out there that are going to come. They're going to come. Why? Because he's going to send them. He's going to send them. Why? Because I can't go to him if he don't send them. That's why I'm out here on the internet. Oh, going everywhere. Why? Because those that he gonna give an ear to hear, they will have an ear to hear. And those that he give an eye to see, they will have eyes to see. Everybody else, they won't see it, neither will they hear it. And I give all praise to the Most High God of Israel. But look what he says here. He says, verse 7 says, and who as I shall call and shall declare it. Huh? Who can do what I do? Can nobody do this but me? He say, and set it in order for me. Since I appointed the ancient people, since I appointed. See that? Can't nobody come. He has to appoint you. He said, since I appointed the ancient ones, way back there, my ancestors, way back, thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, he said, I appointed them. That's why I appointed you. I call you just like I appointed them. He said, and the things that are coming and shall come, let them show unto them. They can't do it. You know why they can't do it? Because he's God. He can do it, but they can't do it. That's why he said, I declare the end. From the beginning. I tell you what the end is going to be when I come out the gate. I'm God. I can do that. Nobody else can do that but me. And see, that's the God I serve. See, because he said, my ways are not your ways, neither are my thoughts your thoughts. Says who? The Lord. I didn't say it. He said it. And know what he said? He said, I confirm what the words of my servant. Oh, yeah. I confirm that. Boom. Stamp approved. I approved that. And once I approve it, guess what? It got to happen. Look what he says here. Fear not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time and have declared it? Haven't I told you? And did I say it? Let me see, can I rattle some of y'all memory? You guys know how we always have said and even said now. I told you. I told you. I told you. But you wouldn't listen. Haven't we always used that word before? We didn't invent it. It's right here. It's right in the pages. He's saying, I told you. I told you. And it came to pass. Look what he says here. Ye are even my witnesses. Is there a God besides me? Yea, there is what? No God? I know not any. I know not any. And you can see, once we get down to verse 5, family, I'm telling you guys, this thing gonna explode. This thing gonna explode once we get down to verse 5, because I'm gonna show you where we got to be. And if we be there, there's nothing that we cannot conquer together. Did you hear what I say? I'm gonna prove it to you. There's nothing. Because God's word is true. But see, but when you have one that's pussyfooting around playing games and stuff, listen, this is not a game. This is not a game. I'm sharing with you guys what he told me to share with you. We're back at the beginning of our book, of the beginning of the Ten Commandments, where structure is given to us. We need structure in order to operate in righteousness. You got to have do's and don'ts. Once your heart is right, then you will be able to understand the do's and the don'ts. You won't have to say out your mouth, I don't want to do that. And then in your mind, you seeing yourself doing it. Those two are saying, are fighting against one another. But those two have to be on the same page. You have to say it in your heart. Huh? You got to mean it in your heart and then speak it out your mouth. And this word will come alive to you. It will have substance. It will mean so much to you. Because just like Job said, I want this word more than I want my necessary food to eat in my body. This word is more important to me than even eating food that will sustain me. I'd rather have this word. That's how important it is. But look what he says here. 9 says that they made a graven image of all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit, and they are their own witnesses. They see not, nor know, that they may be ashamed. See that? Jesus is everywhere with his arms stretched out. You go and try to talk to him and see does he talk back to you. To any of the Christians out there. You go and talk to Dr. Martin Luther King. They got him with his hands stretched out and his feet is stuck in cement. But everybody else's feet, you can see their feet. All the white counterparts. But go and talk to any of them. See, because y'all respect them because y'all talk about Dr. King this and the Kennedy brothers this and all of it, Abraham Lincoln did this. Y'all respect them, but go and talk to them and see do they talk back. Because you honor them. You respect them. You submit to all that they have claimed that they have done, but you won't submit to the word of God. You won't submit to him and give him complete authority. Let his word be completely ruling over your life. You won't do that. You won't. But you celebrate all of these holidays that they got over here in this hellhole that we're in. You'll hop on board on all that, but when it comes down to trusting God, believing God, loving God, you won't do that. You don't love his word. You don't. You're wasting your time playing. See, because he knows. See, because if you truly love the Most High, you would love his word. You would love his word. Because Jesus told the Christians, if ye love me, keep up my commandment. That what Jesus told his so-called followers. See, but if you love the Most High God, you will love his word because Joshua says, for it's me and my house. I can't make y'all out there do anything. But as far as me and my house, we will serve the Lord all day long. Why? Because he loved the Most High and he loved the Most High's judgments, commandments, his statutes. He loved all those things about the Most High. Why? Because God had given him a promise. God had given him a mission and told him, Joshua, you are not going to stop until you complete that mission because no man, nowhere shall ever be able to stand before you. Nowhere. Nowhere. Joshua, do you believe what I said? Joshua believed what the Most High said. And wheresoever the Most High sent Joshua, Joshua went in haste. He didn't hold back. He didn't. He went on and did what the Most High said do. Why? Because he knew that God had said that so was I with Moses, so will I be with you. See, family, that's why I'm not afraid. I'm here because he sent me here. I can't read fluently, but when it comes down to what he tells me to tell you out of here, baby, I'm going to tell you exactly what he said, whether I can read it or not. Because my uncle went down to Egypt and he tried to get out of it. Most I said, no, you going. You going. As a matter of fact, that your brother Aaron coming right there. He'll be your mouthpiece. Go. Tell Pharaoh what I say, to let my people go. See, so it's not all about my speech. See, it's about what God has said. See, God will make it work. He'll make it work. I ain't got to worry about it. I just get out there and do it. Just start doing what he said do, and I guarantee you, he will make it come to pass. He always says, in the process of time. He said, oh, listen, a fruit is not ripe until the process of time has been completed. Then it will let you know that it's right. You know what it'll do? It'll fall off the tree. It'll fall off the tree. It won't stay on there. It'll fall. Why? Because it had went the distance of time. Now it's time to fall off. All right? And it goes through that same process over again when the next year come back around. Comes out as a little bulb. And then goes out, and then here comes the little ball. And then there's your fruit. And then once that time grows, it keeps on growing and growing. And it goes through the same process all over again. All praise. That's what I think. But look what he says. I ain't through. No, I ain't through. Now let's keep on going here now. Let's get on down to 10 here now. He says, who has formed a god or molten, a graven image that is profitable for nothing. See that? See that? It's profitable for nothing. For nothing. But let us keep on going on. Now let's get here to Deuteronomy chapter 29. Now watch it right now, family. I'm about to break off here. How much time do I have left? Let me see. Okay, all right. I got 10 minutes. All right. Now we're gonna do Proverbs 29, and we're gonna begin. We're gonna do that whole chapter there, I believe. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, now we're gonna do that. I may have to break off and finish it up in our next teaching. But we're gonna deal with this chapter 4. I mean chapter 20, verse 4. But we're now in Deuteronomy chapter 29. Now let's begin with verse 1 here. Now it says, these are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant. Y'all see that? See that? See that? Do you see that? There's some more commandments besides the one that he got off of Mount Sinai. Here's some more. He says, which he made with them in Hebron. Hebron is over on Mount Sinai. All right. And Moses called unto all Israel and said unto them, ye have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt unto Pharaoh and unto all his servants and unto all his land. The great temptations which thine eyes have seen, the signs and these great miracles. Now listen. See, because I need you guys to listen to this right here and remember this, because we're going to come back to this. See, because once we come back to this, and we way down here in chapter 29, then your eyes are going to be open to something. But the only way your eyes are going to be open to I'm going to teach it to you, and you're going to think about it. And once you think about it, then you say, oh, okay, I understand now how priest understand. Okay, that's what I want. I want you to smile when you understand it and say, I understand it. Okay, now look what it says. Yet the Lord has not given you a heart to perceive, and eyes to see, and ears to hear unto this day. But now remember now, you saw all of that, didn't you? Didn't you see all of that? I'm talking about my ancestors, because he said that. But now I want you to keep hold on verse 4 here. And you keep that. Keep that in your crawl, and we're going to keep on going, and then we're going to come back to it, and then you're going to see what I'm talking about. All right. Now let's keep on going. And I have laid up 40 years, led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not yet waxed old upon you. You and thy soul shoes is not waxed old upon thy feet. Remember, y'all, now we just went through what, 40 years, right? What did I say after 40 years? Transition, right? I say change, right? Change is coming. Change is here. Change is here. Whether you see it or not, change is here. And some of y'all going to start seeing it here very soon. Very, very soon. As a matter of fact, we're seeing it as I speak. Ye have not eaten bread, neither have ye drunk wine or strong drinks, that ye might know that I am the Lord your God. See that? You ain't no bread. You on a fast. And you ain't drinking no wine either. Especially the strongest. That you may, I want you to be in your right mind. I want you to be in your right mind so that you can get this. He said, and when ye came unto this place, Shihol, the king of Hezbollah, and Og, the king of Bashir, came out against us unto battle, and we smote them, and we took their land. See that? And gave it unto to an inheritance unto the Reubenites and to the Gadites and to the half tribe of Manasseh. Keep therefore the words of this covenant. See that? This covenant here. Keep therefore the words of this covenant. This covenant, I'm giving you, I'm making another covenant with you. Besides the 10 commandments. Now look what he says, him. And do them that ye may prosper in all that ye do. Ye stand this day, all of you, before the Lord your God. Your captains of your tribes, your elders, your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives. Oh, wow. Your wives. Man, I wonder why the wives was there. Are they excluded? I don't think so. And the strangers that is within that camp, from the hewers, hiles of the wood unto the adornings of the drawings of thy water, the workers, that thou shouldest enter into a covenant with the Lord thy God, and into his oath which the Lord thy God maketh with thee this day, that he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee a God, as he has said unto thee, as he has sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us this day before the Lord our God, huh? And also with him that is not here with us this day. Now y'all remember he did say the women, didn't it? Huh? If you say that, you will say, if you will say if you running around talking about you Hebrew and all the way there, then he's talking about you even to this day. Huh? Don't be deceived. And look what he says here. For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through nations which ye passed by, and ye have seen their abomination, huh? And their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which ye were among them. Lest there should be, let there should be among ye men or women, huh? Because they are saying that the women can't sin, only the men. But see, all you women that believe that, look what the word says. It says here, lest there should be among you men or women, or family or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord our God, to go serve the gods of these nations. Now look what he said now. See, because you got to back up and you got to remember all those that were standing here this day, huh? And those that are not standing here this day, that applies to them too. We read that earlier. And look what he says. The goal, latter part of 18 says, away this day from serving the Lord our God, and go and serve the gods of these nations, lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall, breatheth gall and wormwood, and it come to pass when he heard the words of this curse that he blessed himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of mine heart, to add drunkenness to thirst. The Lord would not spare him. See, but now, when they read that, they say, oh, well, he's just talking about the man. But you saw up there earlier, huh? He named not everybody. See, nobody is excluded. But see, but when some read this, they don't know how to read it. Oh, he's just talking about the man. But damn it, if you back up and see, he called everybody out. Nobody is excluded. Look what he says here. But the Lord would not spare him, but then the anger of the Lord and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him, and the Lord shall blot out his name from under the heavens. Not just like I said, they want to say that it's talking about man, but he called everybody out and let them know this is what's going to happen to you. But the reason why he talks about the man, why, is because the man is a leader. The man is the head of the house. The man is the one that the word is given to go back home and teach his family. He's responsible. That's why he talks about the man. But he starts out, he tells everybody, he said the man, the woman, the family, the children, the tribes, whatever. This goes for everybody. He says in 21, says, and the Lord shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Israel, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law, so that the generations to come of your children that shall rise up after you, and the stranger that shall come from a far land shall say when they see the plague of that land, and the sickness which the Lord has laid upon it. It says here, let's keep on going, and that the whole land thereof is brimstone and salt, and burning that is not sown nor buried, nor any grass groweth therein, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and at her and whoever that is, which the Lord overthrew in his anger and in his wrath. Even all nations shall say, wherefore has the Lord done thus unto this land? What meaneth the heat of this great anger? Then men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord God of their fathers. See that? Others will look at you and see. See, the ones that know something ain't right. Why is those people going through all that kind of hell? If any of you guys could go back in the 60s, and you guys go back in the 60s, that is 50 years and older, you guys know. You guys know how it was. I mean, we had some hard times. We had hardship. I mean, we had hardship. Motherfuckers put their feet on our shoulders. You know, rest their feet on our shoulders, had the cowboy boots on and shit. Yeah, out in the field. They did us all kinds of ways. They would see things happening to us, and they would say, now, why are those things happening to those people? But the ones that knew would whisper in their ears and tell them, those are the true people of the Most High God. But they kept it hid until the Most High said, now it's time for my people to start learning who they are. But I grew up in that era. And I look back at it now, and I just thank God. If my daddy was living today in the house I live in, he would think that I stole it from the white man. That's the honest truth. If I was to show him a cell phone, he would think that it was a voodoo or some kind of magic. But you can see the great leaps of technology, and not only that, but how the Most High have raised his hand up off of us to give us a little breathing room. But our day is coming. Then we can look up and see our new dwelling place, our celestial place coming down. Because he says, I'm going to create you a new heaven and a new earth. Earth is ground. See that? Create means I got to make it. It's not here. Because if it's here, then we could already go there. But it's not here. He says, I'm going to create. Going to create. So we can see that we're going to have some new ground that ain't never had a foot on it. That's what we got to look for. And that day is approaching. Soon, our God is coming to get us. Now let us finish this right here so I can take you back to verse 4. It says, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt. For they went and served other gods. See that? They went and served other gods. Why? Because the others, they were making what they saw. I told you it was normal for them to walk around here. It was normal for them to see things flying in the air. And when they came down, they thought when they was landing. And they made and draw pictures of what they saw. They got them all on hieroglyphics. They even got little figurines that they made, because they were masters in doing clay and stuff with their hands, and they made little figurines of them. Yeah. Of what they saw. It wasn't their imagination. They saw them walking around right down here with them. But let us see. But he tells us, don't you make any of those things. Why would tell me right now? Why would he? Now think about this right now. Why would he tell them, don't make graven image of anything that you see in the heaven, or anything that you see walking around on the earth, or anything that you see that's going in and out of water? These things had to have been common. And then where on your journey getting to where you got to go, you're gonna see other nations with these things. But don't you do it. I keep telling you guys. I mean, it's so simple, but he shows it to me. He says he will not do anything until he tells you first. I'm not gonna do anything until I tell you first. That's how God works. That's why it's so easy for me to understand that I know that he's coming back for us. Why? Because he said it. He said it. Let's keep on. For they went and served other gods, this 26, and worshiped them gods whom they knew not, and whom he had not given unto them. See that? The Most High says, I never gave them those gods, but they done went outside. Now they're out here where they done made these objects. They have made these things, these images. They have made them. And they're bowing down, worshiping those things. He says, I never gave y'all this. That's just like a child can go down the street. I see it happen many times growing up. And be playing with kids down there, you know, and come back home, and then they start saying things that were not said in this house. And the parent would say, well, what did you say? Where do you get that from? Well, you won't be going down there no more. That's your last trip down there. You will never be going down there no more. We don't talk that way here. Yeah, this is what God is saying. I never gave y'all this. What are y'all talking about? Let's keep on. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. And the Lord rooted them out of the land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land as it is this day. Listen. The secret things, are you with me? Belongeth unto the Lord our God. But those things which are revealed belongeth unto the children. What? I'm giving you eyes to hear. See, and I'm giving you a heart to hear and understand. Huh? Do not make any graven images of anything. Do not go to any other nations and bow down and worship any other God but me. The secret thing is, I am God, and there is no other God besides me. The secret things are revealed unto us and our children forever, that we may what? That we may what? See? You need somebody to talk to you. You need somebody to teach you. That we may do all the words of this law. Huh? You can't get it on your own. You can't. He had to send someone to teach you exactly what this law is saying and exactly what he expects of you. So we're going to close out there. I say happy Sabbath to all. We love you guys here. We thank you guys. We love you. And the Most High, He's going to continue to take us forward. We're going forward together. And we're going to get this thing right. So when Elijah shows up, we're going to be ready. Why? Because we're going to be able to listen and hear what he has to say. Because as I said in other teachings, when Elijah was talking to all the prophets of Baal, none of them heard it. None of them. Why? Because they couldn't understand what he was saying. They didn't understand what he was saying. They didn't believe what he was saying. But after everything was over with, y'all know the story. They was destroyed, weren't they? All of them. All praise. So until our next Sabbath, we say we love your family on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. One word, one God, one people, one love. Be by all praise, all praise. Until next time, family, we say shalom. We love you.